welcome everybody to Trent University's virtual fall preview. And I'm excited to welcome you all to our scholarships and financial aid session with Danielle Aspin. And just to make note, this is for domestic undergraduate students. So if you do have any questions regarding Trent International and non-undergraduate, then we do have the general chat back on our virtual fall preview page, where you can ask some of those questions as well with graduate studies and as well as Trent International. So again, this is for undergraduate domestic students. My name is Nick and I'm an enrollment advisor here at Trent, and I will be the moderator for this session. And with me today, I have Danielle Aspin, who will be talking about everything from scholarships to financial aid. And we are so excited for the path that you have ahead of you. And we look forward to sharing with you all the reasons why Trent University has been ranked the #1 undergraduate university in Ontario for 10 consecutive years. You can think of today as the beginning of a conversation between you and Trent, and we look forward to continuing this conversation with you along the rest of the day today. During the session, we are definitely welcoming questions. So as many of you probably already know, there is a chat feature on the bottom of your Zoom screen where you can put any of your questions in there, and we will do our best to answer as much as we can. Danielle will be the expert here. And if you do have any questions that go unanswered at the end of the session, again, back on our virtual fall preview screen, we do have a general chat link where you can go ask a lot of those questions as well, and scholarships and financial aid will be there. And lastly, we are going to be doing a free hoodie draw. We are giving away 3 Trent hoodies today. And just by joining the session, you will be entered into our draw to win one of our 3 hoodies. So with that being said, I will pass it over to Danielle for her to get started.
Awesome. So I was just answering a question in the chat. It is domestic undergraduate students, like Nick had said. So that was the question in the chat. If you are an international student, I put the email address for our international office in there. If you're a graduate international student, you can contact our graduate office. So I will go ahead and share my screen and get started. So let's do that. And if you have any questions, do pop them into the chat and I will go through them when I'm done my presentation. I'll answer them live. That way I save my hands from typing and everybody can get all of the information. So let's share. And we'll hit play. Laptop's slow. Okay, so like Nick said, I am from the financial aid office. So I'm going to chat with you about everything to do with financial aid if my computer wants to go along with me. So pretty much what I'm going to talk about is what is financial aid, how can you afford university through scholarships, OSAP, bursaries, and then other resources. And like I mentioned, we'll leave time at the end for questions. The session is only 30 minutes. My presentation is going to be about 15, so we'll have lots of time at the end. And again, domestic undergraduate students. So the financial aid office is kind of your money people. So here at Trent, I am located in the Blackburn Hall at the Peterborough campus. I do frequent the Oshawa campus as well, but the financial aid office are going to be the people you want to chat about in regards to scholarships, which is money based off academics, your bursaries, which is money based off of financial need. We also administer the OSAP program. We administer funding for band-funded students and sponsored students, also out-of-province students. That comes through our office. And then we have work-study programs. So those are on-campus jobs. I don't talk about them later, but I'll just touch on it briefly. There are a bunch of positions available throughout both campuses that are reserved for students who are in receipt of OSAP. So there are on-campus work-study program jobs. It's a wonderful program. It allows a student to work on campus, possibly in a department that you're affiliated with your program. You get experience, it's flexible hours. The money, it's not fantastic, but it's the flexibility that comes with these jobs. So if you are swamped with exams or assignments, you are needed to work 10 hours a week, and typically the employer is flexible about that. So you could work 5 hours one day and then make up maybe the other 5 throughout the rest of the week. So it's an awesome program. Definitely worth checking out if you're considering Trent. At Trent, we follow this little wonderful schedule. So if you are interested in tapping into as many resources to help fund your post-secondary education, you kind of want to follow this. So right now you could go create an OSAP profile. And if you're applying to college and university, there's the OUAC OCAS link. That takes that information from applying to post-secondary, draws it into the OSAP application and jump starts it for you. So you've already put your name, your social, your date of birth, all of that wonderful information. It just gets pulled into OSAP, creates the profile. And then when the OSAP application for 2022 opens, you'll get an email prompting you to go in and finish that off. We have our prestigious scholarship applications that will open in January of 2022. It's an online form through our MyTrent portal, so we make it super easy and it stays open until April 1st. We have our scholarship offers. So as we start to get your grades from your high schools next March, we'll start to send out scholarship offers. So you can watch for that. Our entrance bursary applications, that's our general as well as athletics. That gets posted in June, stays open until the end of July. And then during the summer, you're going to look at external awards, summer job, maybe that work study program job, and you're going to start saving some money. Then when you're here, you can apply for our in-course bursaries. So all of these options outside of OSAP is free money. So, and even with OSAP, it's free money plus some debt, but it's manageable. So if you follow this every year that you're in school, you're kind of tapping into all of those resources. Our scholarship program looks as such. So if your admission average is an 80 to 84, you will be automatically considered for our entrance scholarship at $1,000. It's renewable for up to 4 years of undergraduate studies. All you need to do is finish 5 Trent credits with an 80% or higher, and it's automatically done for you. So you would get an email in the summer saying, congratulations, your scholarship is renewed for the following year. So the harder you work at high school, getting those high grades at that top 6 for you 4M level classes. So if you come in with a 95, you're going to get $3,000, but we only need you to get an 80 at Trent to renew it. So that's the awesome part of it. So work your butts off now at the high school level, come in at that really high 90 average, and you only need an 80 here at Trent to renew. Our prestigious scholarships, this is our competitive program. So these scholarships do require an application. They are based more on merit, extracurricular, plus your volunteer. We still consider your grades, but we're looking at a much bigger package of who you are. So you get to kind of brag about how wonderful you are. There's 14 of them that get awarded. So the Champlain, there's 2, Board of Governors, there's 1, but this application is open through your MyTrent portal in January of 2022 and will close on April 1st. They follow all of the same renewal requirements as our previous program, our entrance scholarship. So if you are awesome and you get that Champlain Award, it's $5,000 for up to 4 years of undergraduate studies, and you only need an 80 over those 5 Trent credits to renew. So super awesome. That's free money from Trent based off of your academics. So now our bursary program is free money based off of your financial need. So this is money given to you from Trent. You don't have to pay it back. Like I said, it's based off of financial need. You have to be in receipt of OSAP or some other government assistance, whether it's band funding or if you're an out of province student and you're receiving funding through your province, then that would be the information we would be using. Your first chance to apply for free money from Trent is our entrance bursary. So that is for first year students who've never been in post-secondary before. That application will open the beginning of June through the MyTrent portal, and it stays open until the end of July. And you can see it's anywhere from $500 to $1,000 free money from Trent. When you are here and you're studying, you can apply for our in-course bursaries. So this application also opens through our MyTrent portal. Super, super, super easy. And it's all OSAP students are eligible. You get to apply every term. So if you choose to study fall, winter, and summer, that's 3 chances you get to apply. And they range from 100 up to 1,000, sometimes a little bit more than that as well. If you are one of our City of Peterborough people and you're coming from one of our local high schools, you can apply for a City of Peterborough award. So you can only do this on your entrance year. It is awarded to the top 2 students coming from every Peterborough high school. So you have to live in the city of Peterborough and attend our city of Peterborough High School, and it's $2,000. So that's free money that you don't have to pay back. And if you are the only kid from Kenner and you don't think that anybody else is going to apply, or you don't think that your grades are high enough, go ahead and apply. You could have an 81, be the only kid from Kenner. Guess what? You're getting $2,000. Super awesome, super easy. We have 2 bursaries there that are administered by our office, but we get funding from the ministry, and that's our first generation and our Indigenous student bursary. Those applications open in January, so you can apply for the in-course bursary plus those other 2 if you meet the requirements, and get a little bit of extra funding from there. Last year, I believe the first gen and Indig were $250 each. So if you got $250 from each of those, plus an in-course bursary, you're doing fantastic. OSAP. Most of you probably aren't even thinking about OSAP. That's totally fine. Maybe you have chatted with your parents and they've had a bad experience. I want to just tell you the program changes every single year. It is not the same. It doesn't stay the same. It is a combination of loans and grants. So the government is trying to really make it easier for students to study and not take on a whole lot of debt. It is for Ontario students. If you are studying or coming from another province, you would contact that provincial student aid. So if you're coming from BC, you would talk to Student Aid BC about their program. Again, combination of loans and grants. The OSAP program in the past used to take a lot of information from parents and how much their house was worth and their assets and stuff. It's actually a combination now. They're looking at parents and they're looking at you as a student. So it is based on different variables. And like I mentioned, it is a combination of loans and grants from both the provincial and the federal level. What you're seeing on the left-hand side here is the aid estimator. You can go ahead and you can tinker with that. It's going to use this year's current information. So 21, 22 program costs for the different programs that are affiliated with the schools. So you can go ahead, you can play with it, see what it looks like, get a rough estimate. But what I like to tell students is when you are actually considering going to school, complete the whole OSAP application for each school you're considering. So if it's Trent and it's Ontario Tech or Toronto, any school in Toronto, definitely go ahead and finish the whole OSAP application. Because what happens at that point is that information transmits into the post-secondaries. So if you've applied to Trent and you've done the OSAP application, I can actually see that whole OSAP application and help troubleshoot it for you. So if you have questions about why does the assessment look low, what are they considering, or maybe there's an appeal there, I can't see that based off of the aid estimator. I can only see it when you do the whole application. And you do not have to complete it. You only have to submit paperwork for the school that you're actually going to go to, and we would just close the other OSAP applications. So it's important to note there that the application for the 22-23 year will open the summer before, and that's pretty consistent. So every year you're considering OSAP, it's not automatic. You have to apply every year. It opens the summer before. If you are going through the OCAS or OUAC link, this is an awesome feature that OSAP brought in. So like I said, it will pull all of that information in from OCAS or OUAC into OSAP, including the program. It jump starts it for you, and then you'll get that reminder when the actual full application is available for you to complete. The OSAP application itself is only 4 sections. So if you do that OCAS OUAC link, that step 1 done for you. It's already pulled all that information in. The second step is questions all about you. So they want to know about you, where you're living, are you independent, are you married, do you have children? That's all under that section. The about your family, that's all about your parents. So if you are coming straight from high school, you are considered a dependent until you are 6 years out of high school, which means parental information is required, and that would be all under the family section. And then the submit, that is the very last step. So before you submit, make sure that you check all of that information, because you cannot make any changes to your OSAP once you click submit. All changes then come through our office. So it's very important. Make sure you review that, and the OSAP application you can save at any point. So if you have any questions, save it, check out the hyperlinks, contact financial aid office. But once you click submit, you can see there will be some paperwork to do. Bonus part is if you stay at the school of your choice, if you stay at Trent for all 4 years and you apply for OSAP all 4 years, that paperwork is only required once. It will carry forward with you. So that's super awesome. And you can access it all through your OSAP portal. You'll be able to print it, sign it, and upload it back into your OSAP portal for processing. So they've really, really made it easier. They're trying to go paperless. It's awesome. The last section here is other sources and resources. Post-secondary is going to be expensive, so definitely take some time, tap into all of those resources. The time you spend sitting down at your computer and checking out those sites like Scholarships Canada, Wyconic, Scholar Tree, all of those sites, that's bursary money, scholarship money, award money, all outside the school. So I can only give you one scholarship. I can only give you one bursary per term. But you can go to those sites, they're databases for businesses that are looking to give money to post-secondary students, and you can get as many as possible through there. Chat with your parents, maybe their employers have some kind of bursary program or scholarship program. Look into the RESP option, chat with your parents, how much is in there, how do you want to allocate that? The gifts and contributions, I like to say, if you have a birthday coming up or things like that, Christmas, whatever it happens to be, maybe you can get some gift cards to the grocery store, the bookstore, gas, those kind of things. You got to start to plan ahead. The private loans and student line of credit, we do encourage students to try OSAP first, just because OSAP is that combination of loans and grants where the student line of credit is not. Employment. You do need to get a job. Unfortunately, if you are coming into post-secondary and you are looking at OSAP, OSAP does expect you to work a little bit, and it's free money. You don't have to pay back that employment. So that's a great option. And definitely look at that work study program through our student experience portal. Any work study jobs here at Trent are typically posted the summer before your September starts. So you want to know where to look for that. How to prepare? You're already doing it. You're sitting there, you're listening to me, which is awesome. I know it's a lot of information. You're probably really stoked, more so about programs than you are about money, but I love that you're all sitting here and you're listening. I can't believe there's 86 people here. It's fantastic. Go tinker with that OSAP estimator. Try it out, see what it looks like. Create a budget. I'm not asking you to get pen and paper. There are so many wonderful apps that you can actually get on your phone. Track your spending. You may actually be surprised because everything is so virtual and we just shop so quickly on Amazon or whatever it happens to be. You don't realize it until you check your bank and then you realize how much you've spent. So create a budget, because when you go to post-secondary, if you're living on your own, you're going to have all kinds of new bills. That maybe shopping at Starbucks every single day is not going to be the best. You may want to buy a coffee maker. Look at all those external opportunities. Like I mentioned, Scholarships Canada, Wyconic, Scholar Tree, there's all kinds of them out there. And chat with the financial aid office. Even if you don't pick Trent, find that financial aid office at the school of your choice and chat with them. Get in contact with them. Know where they live. Check in every once in a while. They love to chat with you guys because we do not want you sitting in class stressed about money when you should be focused on your academics. If you have any questions, I'll leave this here for a second if you want to jot down any of that contact information. So our financial aid office is financialaid@trentu.ca. Our scholarships at trentu.ca. We now have somebody doing social media, so you can pop over there and you can check that out as well. And that is everything for the presentation side. I'll go ahead and stop sharing and we can go through some of those questions.
Thank you so much, Danielle. And what I think I may say is, I'm not sure if all the questions did get answered. Janessa has been answering some of those during the presentation. Okay. So if your question hasn't gotten answered yet, you can always just throw it back into the chat, and then Danielle will be able to see that now as well. So I'll pass it over to you again, Danielle. Thank you.
So I'm going to start at the top. So one says, what grade do you mean? Is it the GPA obtained from school? So your admission average is calculated by our admissions team. So they're going to look at your top 6 4U 4M level classes. If you have any questions about that, definitely chat with our admissions team because they will be doing that calculation. And I can see that Janessa answered that as well. So she is doing great. I've completed my Bachelor of Science and I'm looking to apply. Yes. Okay. So the question was, I've completed my Bachelor of Science. I'm looking to apply for the B.Ed program. All of these scholarships, are they for high school students? Yes. So our entrance scholarships and our prestigious scholarships, those are geared towards first entry programs. So our B.Ed is a second entry. You can still apply for all of our bursaries, which is awesome. So you can still get free money that way. But unfortunately, our scholarships are for the first entry. Chat with the education department. Sometimes they have merit awards and they know different opportunities, and look at all of those external opportunities. More questions about that admission average. Chat with admissions, take a look at that. Applying for scholarships, if you're starting in the fall of 2023, it's crazy. You would apply, so our prestigious would open January of 2023. So that would be the earliest for that part. Oh, there's lots. I'm aware. Is it viewed from your chosen 6U2M courses? Oh, I think someone else answered someone else's question. So we'll skip that one. If I shouldn't have skipped it, pop it back into the chat down at the bottom. How do you apply for jobs on campus? Look at that experiential portal and you can find opportunities there. A lot of those jobs will get posted and they just ask for proof that you are in receipt of OSAP, and that's something that our registrar's office will do. And another question about international. So unfortunately, I do not administer the international program. Definitely reach out to them. They will post their own scholarship applications. So their contact is international@trentu.ca. Janessa is doing great. She is all over it. It's awesome. And someone else, Tiffany, is Tiffany on our team too? Awesome. So I don't even have to answer half of these questions. They've already done it for me. This is great. Someone wanted to know if the session was recorded. Yes, Nick is recording it. So I'm just going to pop to the bottom because I feel like they have already answered all of these. Can OSAP cover an undergrad and a master's? Yes. Yes. So you can get OSAP for up to 10 years. If you are getting close to your lifetime limits, they will let you know that you are approaching that before you start that final year so that you're not caught off guard. Do you run lifeguard and first aid courses on campus? If so, do you hire teachers?
I can answer that
sure.
one. So yeah, there have been some lifeguard and first aid courses that have been offered on our campus before. I would definitely recommend reaching out to our athletics center. I'll put their email address in the chat. And what was the second part of that? If so, do you hire students to teach them? Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if they hire students to teach them. I believe they bring those in to go through some different trainings for our students here. But again, you could also reach out to the athletic center and I will throw their contact in the chat for you in just a moment.
Perfect. And then another question, is OSAP applicable for Janessa's on it? She is like so fast. So no, unfortunately, it is for Ontario residents. So you have to have lived in Ontario for a minimum of 12 months to be considered. Do these scholarships and bursary only apply to tuition? No, if you get a scholarship or bursary, it actually goes on to your Trent account here, so your student account, and it goes against any fees due. If you get a bursary and your fees are already paid, you can request a refund and you can use that for any expenses you have outside of school. Someone said, I missed what you just said, but when can we begin to apply for scholarships for 2023? It's always the winter before. So if you're starting in the fall, our prestigious application would open in January of 2023. I think that's most of them. I hope so. If not, definitely pop it in there. Someone has asked, is there any scholarships based off of GPAs from pathway students from colleges? Yes. So you're considered a transfer student. So you are assessed a little bit different. We're not looking at your top 6 for you 4M level classes. We're looking at that last year from the colleges. Let's see. I don't know what that is. Do the university consider WASSCE for admission? Have you heard of that? Yeah.
I haven't heard of that.
That might be better directed to our admissions team. So their contact is just admissions. We keep it simple at Trent. Admissions with an S at trentu.ca. Do you mean there's no scholarship? No, there's scholarships every single year. So the question was, do you mean there's no scholarships for 2022? There's scholarships every single year. The question was for someone starting in 2023. So if you're looking to start in September of 2022, the prestigious application would open in January of 2022, and we start assessing students for entrance scholarships in March of 2022. So the spring before. Just to confirm, to apply for scholarship entry in fall 2022, other scholarships closed as summer has passed. No. So if you are starting in 2022, the prestigious scholarship will open the January before your September start, and we will look at you for entrance in March and then again in August. So not closed. Are there special scholarships for IB students from Ontario? We used to have special scholarships for IB students. It's not so much anymore. It's all amalgamated under our entrance scholarship. So that would be there, and your IB would be considered more on the admission side for that GPA calculation. And I think,
it seems like the questions are slowing down a little bit, and we are approaching the end of the session, so that is perfect timing. I did want to mention that if any other questions did come up regarding scholarships and financial aid, we do have a general live chat that is back on our virtual fall preview webpage, where Danielle and one of our other amazing colleagues, Amy Curtin, will be able to answer any of your scholarships and financial questions there. So I'd like to take a moment just to thank Danielle for coming out today and putting on that fantastic presentation. And you can start to think about the financial side of university now as well, which is always, it's never too early to think about the financial stuff. A few questions did come out about whether the session would be recorded. Yes, it is being recorded currently, and it will be posted to the virtual fall preview webpage after this session. And I would also like to invite you to come visit our campus for an in-person campus tour. And we are offering campus tours from Monday to Saturday. So definitely you can come check out our campus and see all the beautiful spaces, both in Peterborough and as well as Durham. And I would also like to invite you all to come visit us for our virtual fall open house, which will be October 20th. And that is from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So it will be kind of like virtual fall preview, but a lot more in depth. You'll be able to meet with specific programs and so much more. So again, thank you all for connecting with us today. If you do have any more questions, you can head back over to the virtual fall preview webpage, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. So thank you so much, and enjoy your day, everyone.